Okay, we're continuing to talk about interviewing today. We did the first seven 2 days ago. So think about your answers. I put a Google form up so you can submit your answers. Please don't submit until you really thought about them and kind of refine them and polish them up a little bit. I'm not going to rush you guys on that. I really want you to think about um, honest, thoughtful answers to those questions. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get every single one of these questions, and we'll talk a little bit more about really what the interview should be. A really great interview um, doesn't doesn't isn't just a question and answer period. It should turn into an organic conversation. When that conversation stops, that's usually when the interviewer goes back to their list of questions. Um, Now, in a conversation like that means you should be asking them questions too. So we'll talk a little bit about, everyone says there's the standard interview question: where are you going to be? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The way to turn that question around is, after you finish answering, you should ask the person, where could someone like me be in 5 years within your firm? And that's the way to turn that interview into that organic back and forth. Um, Otherwise, it's like a good cop, bad cop grilling a suspect for 20 to 30 minutes. So it's got to be a back and forth. Um, and I know you're not going to be rehearsing these answers perfectly, but thinking about your answers to these questions are going to help you pull from your past the stories that you want to talk about. Okay, the triumphs that you've had, the failures that you've overcome. That's really what they're going to try and get at, and they're trying to get at who you are in a very short time span. So let's walk back through some of these questions, and let's kind of keep that in the back of your mind as we move forward. So tell me, number 8, tell me about a time when you had to learn something in a short time. What was the result? That could be cramming for a test. How did that go? Or it could be something a little bit different, like trying to learn options in a pandemic. So they want to see what kind, how willing are you to put in work when it's hard and it's frustrating or it's difficult or it's challenging? Are you still gonna persevere, come through, and triumph? Okay, so think about stories in your past that are gonna help you answer a question like that. Now, 9 is straightforward. What kind of computer experiences do you have? Now, you guys interact with a computer in your pocket every single day. They would like someone who could um, almost make some of their stuff more automated, someone who is very efficient, not just a user of technology, but a producer of technology. Okay. In this course, you guys have had some computer experience with Google Sheets, which is going to be very similar to Excel. If you get a chance, spend some time on Excel, spend some time on Word and Docs. Those are good things to at least get started talking about. If you've had any coding experience, though, that can open a lot more doors. Now, number 10, please give me some examples where you've demonstrated the ability to be an effective member of a team. Just about all of you guys play sports, so um, you've got to be able to draw from that. Um, Now, like, you could go outside of team hours and say, "Hey, I organized runs outside of our team hours." Um, and also, when you describe a lot of these things, think about our resume power words. Okay, try to use those, like I organized, I coordinated, do things like that when you describe some of your team experience. Even if all our team experience has been athletically at this point. Okay, number 11. Please give me an example where you failed, okay, in some aspect of your life. What did you do to correct this? Like, what were the results of your actions? So, this is, again, turning weaknesses into strengths. Did your failures make you curl up and give up, or did it motivate you to try to become better, learn more, work out more, or whatever. So that's the kind of thing that they're getting at. And again, that could be athletic in nature, it could be academic, but think about that failing didn't end whatever I was working on. It actually made me better. Okay. Please give me some, number 12, please give me some examples of things you have done which demonstrate the quality of work that you do. So most managers want to find people who don't just get things done, they get them done well. So what kind of pride do you have in your work? When you do something and do it well, are you proud to have your name on it? So those are the types of things that you're going to want to think about. Not only like, did I finish this? I'm so proud of it, and here's why. So those are the types of things you want to draw from your past there. Now, 13, again, this is almost an attempt for the interviewer to steer the conversation, to steer the interview into more of a organic conversation. So what was the last book you read for fun? They're trying to find out what kind of interests you have. And it could be, you like thrillers, or it could be that, hey, you actually read some nerdy stuff that's very business oriented. So think about what you read. I know many of you guys don't even have the time to read for leisure. I actually found the most reading I did was when I was commuting in and out of the city for my first couple jobs on the train. Most of the books were finance related because that's what I was working in, and anything that I could get recommendations on. So you could even ask for recommendations in the interview. It showed I was a voracious reader. I really wanted to learn, and I really wanted to grow in the business that I was trying to get a job in. Now, the last one we'll talk about for today is going to be, tell me a time when you helped resolve a group problem. Okay, how did you contribute to the solution? So group work, a lot of offices are going into kind of teams. So how well can you work with groups? Are you going to be the member of the group who's just going to follow along and not challenge and say, hey, I don't think we're doing things the right way? Now there's a professional way to share concerns, and there's the person on the team that we just can't work with. So we want to show that you are willing to work in a group. And again, you guys can use your team athletic experience. Show that you can work in a group. Show that you've dealt with adversity before. You've dealt with group problems, but have offered solutions to any problems that the group has faced. Okay, guys, I will see you next week.